So, good morning, all. Today, we are going to deal with the second unit, the frames. And here, you are taking into consideration the prose section, and it's a memoir by Satyajit Ray, the Project Tiger. So, actually, memoir is a collection of his memories. വി ക്യാൻ സേ ഓർമ്മക്കുറിപ്പ് എന്നൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ പറയുന്ന പോലെ ഓർമ്മക്കുറിപ്പിനാണ് മെമ്മോയർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. And here, before coming to the chapter, certain questions are being asked here. And let's read the above section and we can come to the question. So, if you are an ardent fan of movies, they must have certainly influenced you in formulating your decisions, thoughts, feelings, views, etc. Films are produced on genres such as action, suspense, thriller, history, romance, mystery, biography, animations, and so on. We should know how to watch movies from a critical perspective. So, here Satyajit Ray is telling that if we are a supporter or if we are a fan of movies, certain movies, that films might have ഇൻഫ്ലുവൻസസ് നമ്മളെ സ്വാധീനിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാകും ഇൻ ഫോമുലേറ്റിംഗ് അവർ ഡിസിഷൻസ് ഫോർ വാട്ട് ഫോർ ടേക്കിംഗ് ഡിസിഷൻസ് ആൻഡ് ദ വേ വി തിങ്ക് ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് അവർ തോട്ട്സ് അവർ ഫീലിങ്സ് our emotions and the views, how we look at certain things. And certain films are produced, or most films are produced on genres means different kinds, taram, and they are action, suspense, thriller, history, romance, mystery, biography, animation, and so on. And we should know how to watch movies from a critical perspective. So when we see a film, we must understand how to understand or how to watch that film from a critical perspective. What is critical perspective? ഒരു നിരൂപണാത്മകമായ കാഴ്ചപ്പാടിൽ എങ്ങനെ ഒരു സിനിമയെ നോക്കിക്കാണാമെന്നുള്ള കാര്യം നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കേണ്ടതാണ്. And here there are certain questions. Okay, how many movies do you watch approximately a month on DVD, TV, or in a theater? So here the author asked the first question, how many movies do you watch a month? That is a question that depends upon each individual. So you can write the answer. Second, what are your favorite types of movies? Explain. Certain genres of movies are given above. I told you: action, suspense, thriller, history, romance, mystery, biography, animation, and so on. So among that, which is your favorite type of movies and why do you like that movies? You must explain that. And rank the 5 best movies you have seen. And here it's a very relevant question. You have to rank the 5 best movies that have influenced you, that have a great area in your heart. And next question, what kind of movies do your parents or guardians like to watch? How often do you watch movies with them? So most probably our parents and guardians likes to watch movies that give us certain morals, certain feelings, and also certain films which have family values and so on. And how often do you watch movies with them? Sometimes monthly we watch once a film, or sometimes twice a film a month, and so on. What are the difference between watching a movie at home and watching in a theater? So from watching a movie from home, obviously sometimes in a nuclear family, the father, mother and the children watch the movie, and if it's joint family, they together watch the movie. And when you go to a theater, there will be a mass audience. And what kind of movies do you watch at school? So obviously from a school we watch movies that are informative, educative, and also which gives certain morals. And below there are three pictures given. One is Charlie Chaplin, second is Akira Kurosawa, and third one is Adur Gopalakrishnan. Okay, so do one thing, go through the internet and make their profile. And let's come to the memoir. And here is an article by Satyajit Ray, one of the greatest filmmakers, and how he managed to shoot the scenes of a film which included a tiger. And here the memoir is Project Tiger, and we can start this. No one can beat Hollywood when it comes to making films with animals in them. I remember films in my childhood, and there were quite a few of them that had an Alsatian called Rin Tin Tin. This dog's acting was more impressive than a human's. Later, we got to see 3 or 4 other films with a collie called Lassie. It seemed that the director could make Lassie do just about anything. These trained dogs were famous stars in their own rights, and the money they earned was no less than what a real film star got. Their owners could easily make as much as 100,000 rupees from just one film. So, in the first paragraph, he is sharing some of his experiences with us. And he is telling no one can beat Hollywood films. So, what are Hollywood films? English movies are called Hollywood films. And when we can't, or when no one can beat Hollywood films when it comes to making films with animals in them. Okay. And he says when he was a child, he saw a film that was shot with a Alsatian, and the name of the Alsatian dog was Rin Tin Tin. And he is telling that the way the dog acted was more impressive, it was more catchy than a human one. Later, in 3 or 4 other films, he saw a collie. Collie is a breed of dog, and the name of the dog was Lassie. And in that movie, he witnessed that the director was able to do anything with the help of Lassie. Okay. And he's telling that the amount or the remuneration or the salary that the dogs or the animals got for acting in a movie was not less than the real superstars earned. And the owners of the dogs was able to make a lot of money from just one film. And I realized how reverently these animal actors were treated when I happened to see the shooting of a film 20 years ago in Disney Studio in Hollywood. So, in the second paragraph, he understood 20 years ago when he saw the shooting of a movie in Disney, and with how much respect the animals were treated there. The main character in the film was a large dog. I reached the studio to find that the shooting had not yet started. So he reached the studio a little early to know what was happening out there, and he understood the main character or the protagonist of the movie was a large dog, and the cameraman was getting the lights ready. So the cameraman was also making the lights ready for the shooting. It is customary for actors to be present when the lights are arranged, for they have to show the cameraman how they will walk or where they will stand. So it was necessary for the actors to be present there along with the cameraman, because the actor want to show where he will stand, where he will walk. According to that, the cameraman want to adjust the light. And in case of very famous stars, this job is done by their stand-ins. A stand-in is usually a person who is physically similar to the real star, The stars themselves arrive only when the lights are ready and it's time to take a shot. So, this we can say a stand-in simple words. It's the dupe of the real actor. So, this stand-in in certain films, if the star is a megastar, he will surely have stand-ins, and this stand-in takes the responsibility of the author before he comes. He will come there early and he will show where he will stand, where he will walk. According to that, the camera will adjust the light and so on. And here in Disney Studio, I noticed that a few actors were moving about in the set, and on one side, standing quietly, was the protagonist, the same large dog. The cameraman shouted to everyone to take their positions, but the dog remained where it was. This puzzled me. Could it be that it was not required for the next shot? And when the actors and the co-workers started to reach the studio, the author Satyajit Ray saw the protagonist. It was the same large dog. And when the cameraman started to shout at everyone to take their positions, the dog remained there. The dog remained where it was standing. And he thought that was the dog not required for the next shot. Puzzle means that was a confusing thought in his mind. Okay. Before I could ask someone, a strange thing happened. So this confusion was going through his mind and he was going to ask someone. Before that, one strange thing, one unfamiliar thing happened. What was that? From nowhere appeared a little dwarf, followed by another man carrying a hairy dog skin. So he don't know, from some other place, a dwarf, a dwarf came there, and the dwarf was followed by a person carrying a hairy dog skin. നമ്മളുടെ ഈ നായൻ്റെ തോലുകൊണ്ടുണ്ടാക്കിയൊരു വസ്ത്രം കൈ പിടിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് മറ്റൊരു വ്യക്തി വരികയാണ്. Then to my perfect amazement, and he was astonished to see what happened there. What happened? The dwarf went down on all the four on the chalk mark on the floor just like an animal. So as an animal moved through the place or through the floor, the same as the way the dwarf wearing the hairy dog skin just walked and crawled to the places where the dog just want to move. And when the dwarf wearing the dog skin was doing all this, who was busy? The cameraman got busy with the lights, and it finally dawned upon me that the dwarf was fate to be the dog stand-ins. So listen carefully. So in the previous paragraph, I told you who is a stand-in. Stand-in is the dupe. We can say നമ്മളുടെ വലിയ ആക്ടർമാരുടെ ഡ്യൂപ്പ് പോലെ തന്നെ this dwarf was the stand-in of the dog, and this dwarf was paid by the dog's owner and the director. Okay, so in the towards the last only, our Satyajit Ray understood that this dwarf was the stand-in of the large dog. And the next paragraph, every animal in Hollywood film is well trained. It is not difficult to train a horse or a dog. But have you ever heard of trained ravens? Not just one or two, but nearly 100 of them. Even this was made possible in Hollywood when the creator of some of the best suspense films in the history of cinema, Alfred Hitchcock, decided to make a film called Birds. In the story, birds from all over the world started attacking humans. Hitchcock needed a variety of birds, but what was required in the largest number was ravens. Notices were placed in the press all over the United States asking people to contact the filmmaker if they knew how to get hold of trained ravens. So here, I told you he's sharing some of his experience, thoughts, Satyajit Ray. He's telling that, yeah, every animals in Hollywood films are well trained. And he makes a statement there, it is not difficult to train a horse or a dog. But have you heard of trained ravens? So what are ravens? Ravens is a different kind of crow. In Malayalam we say belikaka. Okay. And he is telling that not just one or two raven, it's nearly 100 of them. And even this 100 ravens were made to act in the film. And for this, the creator of some best suspense films, Alfred Hitchcock, made the attempt. And the name of the film that he was going to direct was The Birds. And for this, and the plot of this film was, from nowhere the birds will start to attack humans and so on. And for getting these ravens for the shooting, what he did was he placed a lot of notices all over the United States to get hold of trained ravens for his direction. And someone replied within a few days, and within no time, within a couple of days, someone came with the answer. Someone had this trained ravens. And what did Alfred Hitchcock do? He told the person to bring the trained ravens. And that person came there with almost 100 trained ravens. And Hitchcock is telling that it is sure to say that his training had not gone very bad. It was good, because when the 100 ravens were told to perch on a row, they understood what the trainer was saying and they obeyed the instructions very carefully. And he's telling that, isn't that pretty impressive? Isn't that very good? Okay, then, needless to say, in our country, it is not at all easy to find trained animals. Although some films have been made in Bombay and Madras that involve working with elephants, horses, and tigers. And our author Satyatra is telling that, needless to say, in our country, it is not at all easy to find trained animals. So, it's not so easy to find trained animals in our country, but he also makes a change in the statement that he has made. He says that, okay, we can see certain trained elephants and horses and tigers in certain studios of Bombay and Madras. Okay, the performance did suggest that they were used to obeying commands. So when we watch the way they act, we can easily understand that they obey the commands made by their instructors or trainers. In Bengal, it is sometimes possible to find clever dogs, particularly police dogs, which are quite intelligent. So he is telling that when taking into consideration Bengali films, we can witness or we can see some intelligent dogs, and especially he points out at the police dogs. Okay, and if one is prepared to be patient, it is not altogether impossible to get good performances. Out of them, we managed to do with Bulo in Padar Panchali. So he is telling that in one of the movie he has directed Padar Panchali, there is an animal Bulo, and he is telling that we have to be very much patient. നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? നമ്മൾ ശരിക്കും എന്താ പറയുക, നല്ല ക്ഷമയുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും? നമുക്ക് നല്ല പെർഫോമൻസസ്, നല്ല കാഴ്ചപ്പാട്, നല്ല എന്താ പറയുക പെർഫോമൻസസ്, നല്ല എന്താ പറയുക പെർഫോമൻസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നല്ല പെർഫോമൻസ് കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ പറ്റുന്നതാണ് ഇവിടെ സത്യത്രയെ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, യെറ്റ് എ ഡോഗ് മൈറ്റ് ബി ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ട്, നോട്ട് ഇമ്പോസിബിൾ ടു ഹാൻഡിൽ, ബട്ട് what was one supposed to do if there was need for a tiger in a film? So he's telling that, so if one is patient, it's okay to train a dog. It's not so difficult. But he is asking, what will the director do if he want to get some trained tiger to shoot in a film? The obvious thing to do was to look in a circus, since they were likely to have trained animals. Sorry. Yeah. We had to deal with this problem too when we were shooting Gopi Gain, Bage Bain. So in this movie, Gopi Gain and Bage Bain, they were shooting with the help of a tiger. And they have to get hold of a trained tiger too. And what did they do? In the film, Gopi, who is banished by the king, wanders in the forest, meets Bhaga, who is also been banished. They see a tiger and freeze, but the tiger simply walks about in the forest without paying them the slightest attention. So, here we can see in the movie, he just shows the plot of the movie. There is a person, one actor in the movie, his name is Gopi, and the other one is Bhaga. These two of them are banished from their kingdoms, and they unexpectedly meet from a jungle, from a forest. And what happens was a tiger comes through their way, but to his surprise, what happened was the tiger just walks away without hurting them. That's the plot. Having thought of the scene, I simply had to shoot it. So when Satyajit Ray thought of the scene, he just made a decision in his mind that he has to shoot the same thing. But where were we going to find a tiger? So that was a relevant question in his mind. So from where we will get a tiger to shoot the film? The obvious thing to do was to look in a circus, since there were likely to have trained animals. So the first thought came to his mind was to look in a circus, because from the circus we will get trained animals. Okay. As a matter of fact, one called Bharat Circus was visiting Calcutta at the time, holding shows in Market Square. So when this thought went through their mind, Bharat Circus was holding shows in Market Square. So Satyajit Ray's assistant got an appointment with the manager of the Bharat Circus, and he met them. And the person in charge of the Bharat Circus was a Tamil manager, and he gave them the appointment the next morning. And he greeted us warmly and ordered southern coffee for us. And after meeting him, he gave us Indian coffee, and the manager of Satyajit Ray told him what was the reason behind his visit. At that time, the Tamil manager called Mr. Thorat. Who is Thorat? Thorat is the ringmaster. And Mr. Thorat's appearance, he is an South Indian, very well built. He is a muscular guy with features somewhat like those of a Nepali. Sometimes his eyes may be very small. Okay. He was perhaps more than 40. He was perhaps no more than 40. So he is below 40 years of age. He showed us an old scar in his forearm, that is above his hand, forearm, which had been caused by a tiger. So previously, some years ago, some tiger has been attacked. He has been attacked by a tiger in his forearm, and there was a scar. Okay. We told him what we wanted. So the manager told the ringmaster the reason behind his visit. The shooting was taking place near Shuri in Birboom. So that's a place. We wanted to show a tiger in a thick bamboo grove. All the animal was required to do the same, that is to come out of the bamboo grove into an open space, pace gently for a while, looking at the camera if possible, and then go back. So the shooting was taking place in Shuri in Birboom, that is a place in Calcutta, and we wanted to show a tiger in a thick bamboo grove. So what is a grove? Grove is a small wood or group of trees. നമ്മൾ തോപ്പ് എന്നൊക്കെ പറയില്ലേ, അതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ ഗ്രൂവ് എന്ന് പറയാം. അപ്പം they have to show a tiger in a thick grove, and what the animals or the tiger should do, the tiger should come out of the bamboo grove to an open space, and pace gently means to walk gently, and if possible the tiger should look into the frame of the camera, and the tiger should return back to the same position where it has came from. Could a tiger from Bharat Circus do this? Mr. Thorat nodded. How long will you need for? So when the manager put forward this question, so when the manager of Mr. Thorat, when the manager of Satyajit Ray put forward this question, the ringmaster, Mr. Thorat, put forward the question, how long will you need it for? asked the manager. Perhaps a couple of hours for the shooting. So when Mr. Thorat asked, what's the duration that you need the tiger, the manager replies that for a couple of hours for the shooting. But that would be in addition to the time it will take to travel and from to and from Shuri. So it is in no addition of the time that we have to shoot. So this couple of hours is for the shooting and the traveling time is extra. Okay, and on being told that the travel itself should take no more than 2 days. So the traveling will take 2 days from the place where the circus has been situated to the shooting point. The manager agreed to put the tiger in a cage and send it in a lorry. So the manager was ready to send the tiger. He invited us to take a look at the tiger, and he invited the manager and the Satyajit Ray to see the tiger. Do you think it's going to be easy to set the animal free in the bamboo grove? I couldn't help asking. So when the person sent by Satyajit Ray or Satyajit Ray asked the question, they were unable to keep this question in their mind. So they asked the question that, do you think it's practical to set an animal free in the bamboo grove? Mr. Thorat frowned. Frown means he was, we can say, and he was frowned. I'm not sure. He makes an ambiguous statement there. He replied, I have never let him out of the cage on his own. So really, I don't know. So previously has not sent him out of the cage. So I am unaware about what is going to happen. Mr. Thorat gives the reply. What? Were all our plans going to down the drain? So going to down the drain is a going to down the drain means were our attempts going to be useless? Were our attempts going to be useless? That's the meaning. Okay. And how could we let the tiger trainer to be seen with the animal? How could Gopi and Bhaga be petrified with fear if the supposedly ferocious animal was accompanied by a man? No, we could not allow that to happen. So certain questions were going through their mind, and they asked the same question to the manager too. And it was, listen, how could we let the tiger's trainer be seen with the animal? We cannot allow the trainer to be seen with the animal. And if the trainer is seen with the ferocious animal, that is tiger, how can this Gopi and Bhaga be petrified? Petrified means how can they be terrified? Okay. How can they be frightened? No way we cannot allow that to happen. No, we cannot allow that, and it's not be possible. Mr. Thorat found a solution, and for this problem, the ringmaster Mr. Thorat found a solution. What was the solution? I will tie a wire around the tiger's neck. It will be thin but strong. So Mr. Thorat told that, let's do one thing. We will tie a wire around the tiger's neck, and it will be thin but strong. If the wire was thin enough, perhaps it would remain invisible to the camera. But it was likely that the hair on the tiger's neck would be flattened by the wire, which would give the whole thing away. So even though this idea was okay, the problem was, if the wire is being tied on the neck of the tiger, it would be flattened when the tiger moves. So what will we do? There was a question which needs solution. And the solution was, what if we found a collar made of tiger skin? And they tackled this problem by making a solution that they will make a collar that was made of tiger skin, and that will merge with the tiger's body too, and fixed with the wire to the collar and then tied it round the tiger's neck, I said. So they can do the same thing mentioned here. In a village called Nottingham, we found a suitable bamboo grove to the shooting bamboo grew to the film the first meeting between Gopi and Bhaga and the appearance of the tiger. So they found a suitable location for their shooting, and the name of the village they found for their shooting was Nottingham. And from there, this Gopi and Bhaga are going to meet for the first time. Mr. Thorat reached the shooting location with the tiger. There were about 25 people in the location, and Mr. Thorat, the ringmaster, reached location before the shooting was going to start, and there were nearly 25 people in the shooting location. A few local people took our permission to go with us to watch how we tackled the tiger. So a few people in that village seek the permission from the directors and the circus people to see how they tackled, how they controlled, how they adjusted with the ferocious animal. Which is the ferocious animal? The tiger. The cage of the lorry was covered. When the cover was removed, we were surprised to see not one but two well-fed robust tigers. So what happened was, the cage of the lorry was covered. It was covered, and when the cover was removed, they were surprised. They were surprised to see not just one animal but two robust tigers. What are robust tigers? Robust tigers means well-fed, healthy tigers. Okay, I decided to play it safe. So what is decided to play it safe? That means to be careful and avoid risk or danger. Okay, so he decided to be safe. If one doesn't get it right, we can use the other. If one of the tiger does not act well, what can we do? We can go for the second one. That's why they took the another tiger too. We mounted the camera on the tripod and placed it so that it faced the bamboo grove. So the cameraman mounted the camera, kept the camera on the tripod, and it was facing the bamboo grove. The audience was instructed to get behind the camera and to stand as far back as possible. So the audience were given instructions by the cameraman and director to stand back of the camera and watch the shooting from as far as possible. Okay, we had to stay relatively close to the bamboo grove, and Gopi and Bhaga too, because the cameraman and director have to stand near to the bamboo grove, and also to the Gopi and Bhaga had to be within yards of the camera. They had to be in a small distance from the camera, for it was necessary to have at least one shot that showed them together in with the tiger. Because why they have to be near to the grove and to the to this Gopi and Bhaga? Because they have to show a shot which has this Gopi and Bhaga near to the tiger. Okay, Mr. Thorat's men had fixed a 5-foot iron rod to the ground about 30 feet from the area where the tiger was supposed to take a walk. So Mr. Thorat's men, the ringmaster and the co-workers, did was they fixed 5-foot iron rod to the ground about 30 feet from the area where the tiger was supposed to take a walk. So they placed a iron rod there to the ground, and they tied the wire to the neck of the tiger and to the area where this tiger has to walk. They took a thin long wire and fixed at the end of the collar made of the tiger skin that the tiger was already wearing. Okay, the other end was tied firmly to the visible portion of the iron rod. So the one part of this wire was on the tiger's neck, where we have the tiger skin made of collar, and the other portion was on the iron rod. So it was tightened on the two area. The door of one of the cages was unfastened, and Mr. Thorat called out the tiger. So when the signal was given by the director to Mr. Thorat, what the Thorat do? He unfastened the cage. He opened the cage. It responded almost at once and sprang out of the cage to land on the open space outside. So what happened was, when they opened the cage, one of the tiger started to jump out of the cage to the open space. What followed was totally unexpected, but Later, what followed was totally unexpected. That means it happened just the opposite of what they were expecting. One look at Mr. Thorat's startled and helpless face told us he was taken aback as rest of us, and it taught it the what happened there was totally unexpected, and even Satyajit was able to read that because that was clearly written on the face of Mr. Thorat, because he was startled, he was confused what to do. And what happened? Instead of walking steadily in a dignified manner, the tiger started prancing around with tremendous enthusiasm. So what happened was the tiger just want to walk there a couple of yards and then want to face the camera and just go back to the ringmaster. But what happened was the tiger was set out of the cage. The tiger started prancing. Prancing means move with high springing steps. കുറേ കാലം കൂട്ടിലടച്ചിട്ടൊരു കടുവയ്ക്ക് സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യം കിട്ടിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഓടിക്കളിക്കുന്ന പോലെ ദിസ് ടൈഗർ ഓൾസോ സ്റ്റാർട്ടഡ് പ്രാൻസിങ്, running there, running here. It started and with a tremendous enthusiasm. That means with a lot of energy. It was using all its energy to enjoy himself there. Okay. It leaped, it jumped, it rolled about, dragging the poor trainer who was desperately clutching the wire tied to the tiger's collar in futile attempt to bring it under control. And when the tiger was let free, when the tiger was happy to enter outside of the cage, he was enjoying out there. He was just jumping, he was rolling around, and he was running there. And the trainer, Mr. Thorat, the ringmaster, was trying desperately. He was trying to his level best to control the tiger, but it was totally futile. He was unsuccessful there. Okay. We stood around foolishly watching a new and strange kind of circus which we were getting to see for free. But what happened was, even though the Mr. Thorat was unable to control the tiger, Satyajit is telling that we were able to see a strange kind of circus there in which the ringmaster was unable to control the tiger. The camera was still standing on 3 legs, staring into the wood, but the tiger was showing no sign of making its way there. And the cameraman and the camera was still focusing at the groove for the tiger to come to take a walk. But what happened was, nothing happened there. The tiger did not come. Once the tiger had calmed down, we managed to take a few shots we needed. So later, when the tiger was okay, when the tiger came to the initial stage, he was calm and quiet. We took certain shots. We managed to take a certain shots that they required, they needed. This should have been the end of the story. So they thought that it's the end of the story, we can wind up the shooting and so on. But when we returned to Calcutta and looked at the scenes with the tiger, we realized that the camera had failed to work properly. But when they returned back to Calcutta and they started editing and so on, they understood that the camera had failed to work properly. They were unable to get some clean shots. Okay. The shots were too dark, so much so that the tiger was merging almost completely with the background of the trees and leaves. So the brightness was not there, it was dark, and the color of the plants and trees merged with the tiger. From there we can come to the conclusion that it is unable to understand which is the tiger and which is the trees or plants. Okay. And we had to shoot the scenes all over again. So in order to make this ready, what they have to do, they have to shoot this all over again. So they went to the Bharat Circus and shared their feelings with the ringmaster, Mr. Thorat, and ringmaster told them that let's give it another go, let's try, we are ready, we can also take another shot. We found another bamboo grove closer to Calcutta in a village called Boral. So in order to, instead of going far away, what did they do? They found a place closer in Calcutta and the name of the village was Boral. The lorry arrived once more with Thorat, the tiger and the steel wire, the special collar and the iron rod. The same as same as the shooting had done before. They came with the tiger, the white collar, the iron rod, the ringmaster, and so on. We told the villagers that they have to stand at a very distance of 70 feet. No one paid any attention to what we were told. So the director, the cameraman, the circus individuals, ringmaster, etc., told the audience who were watching the shooting they have to stand at 70 feet far away. They have to stand at 70 feet back side of the shooting. But no one gave them any attention. And the entire crowd, instead of obeying what they were told, what did the villagers do, audience do? The entire crowd moved as close to the camera as they could. Okay, we could not afford to waste any more time explaining or arguing, so we just got the camera ready, signaled to Thorat. So we told them to move back for a long time, but they didn't give us any attention. So we didn't have much time to waste. So we give signal to the Thorat to let the tiger free of the cage. Okay. He opened the door of the cage. The instant the door opened with a clang, a tiger emerged with a loud roar and charged straight at the villagers gathered behind the camera. So, when the cage was unfastened, the tiger jumped out of the cage and roared at the villagers who were gathered behind the camera. And when the tiger roared at the villagers, നമ്മളുടെ ആ കേജിൽ നിന്ന് പുറത്തിറങ്ങിയിട്ട് ഈ കടുവയുടെ ഗർജനം കേട്ട സമയത്ത് അവിടെ ഷൂട്ടിംഗ് കാണാൻ വന്ന വില്ലേജേഴ്സൊക്കെ എന്താ ചെയ്യുന്നത്? The crowd, consisting of about 150 people, melted away as if by magic. So they were all frightened and they were all startled and they fled away. They ran away. Okay. After a great burst of energy, the tiger calmed down. Later, the tiger came to the initial stage. He was okay, he was calm, he was quiet. Like an obedient child, it walked over the spot we had chosen. So, according to the instruction given by the master, what did the tiger do? The tiger just walked to the place where it had been told to. And from there, Satyadray and the cameraman took certain shots. And later, after taking the shots, what did the tiger do? Like an obedient boy, he returned back to the trainer, Mr. Thorat. Even the camera behaved this time. This time the shot was also okay, excellent. Which we realized 2 days later when we returned to Calcutta and showed the scenes we had shot. They understood that the shot they have taken was okay, fine, when they reached Kolkata for the editing. That's all. Thank you.